A great customer service story can go a very long way in building a company's reputation, and our guest says he has the greatest customer service story ever told. Peter Shankman is a social media and PR powerhouse, and he's here with his amazing story. Hey, Peter.
Tori, how are you?
You set the bar really, really high. Tell us the story.
I did indeed. I was coming home a couple of weeks ago from a pretty crazy travel day. I had a business meeting in Florida. It started in New York, went to Florida, had the meeting, came back, realized I didn't have time to have dinner. And as a joke, really nothing more than just a sense of humor, I tweeted out to Morton's Steakhouse. I said, hey, Morton's, why don't you show up at Newark Airport, meet me at the airport with a porterhouse when I land. Hey, thanks. You know, totally the same way you tell winter to stop snowing. You know, I'm totally kidding. And I get off the plane, and I'm looking for my driver, and sure enough, there he is, and he's talking to another guy who I figured was a friend of his, another driver, and I say, okay, here I am, let's go. And the guy says, well, actually, sir, he's here for you. And I look, I realize the guy's wearing a tuxedo carrying a Morton's bag. And so Morton's Steakhouse corporate had seen the tweet and called, I guess, the Mortons in Hackensack, and had delivered a porterhouse with a side of colossal shrimp, and I mean, my first thought is, how do I tell everyone's gonna think I set this up?
Right.
And it on my professional career, this was not set up. This was a case of great listening and great reaction by a company that's pretty steeped into the social media world as well. I mean, if you follow them on Twitter, on Facebook, you see they tend to respond to almost everyone, but this was really huge. So
tell me about the reaction that Morton's got. So you shared this with the world because you were so amazed at what happened.
I was shocked. I mean, and not to mention, we as a consumer, we love to share when cool things happen to us. We love to share two times: when cool things happen to us and when we're totally upset by something.
Right.
Those are the two times we really go out and post it. And you have to remember, everyone now is a contributor. Everyone has the ability to be a reporter.
That's right.
Anything happens, we take a picture of it with our camera phone and we post it online. So I wrote a blog post about it, taking a picture of the steak and showing the whole thing. And within 24 hours, it just blew up. It was picked up by websites from Jaunted, which is a travel website, all the way to Gizmodo and things like that. And then it started getting picked up by newspapers and television. And it was picked up by morning shows, national morning shows. I mean, really, Forbes, Time, all over the place. And Morton's, I found out later, eventually I wound up talking to their PR person, and it's like, hey, I figured I should introduce myself.
Yeah, hey.
And they wound up doing, they got something like $800,000 in earned media, so media coverage out of this, and
and most importantly,
the reservations were up that first weekend alone by over 100%.
Which that's the amazing part.
That's incredible. I mean, it's incredible. And you have to have that come back to a thing of value.
A thing of value, exactly. So aside from this cool stunt, what did it mean for our bottom line? And they have something that's there.
And that's what I really try to teach my clients. If you're not social media for the sake of social media to be cool, I've never met a CEO who thinks that cool trumps revenue.
Right.
If you're not making money from this stuff, you're doing something wrong.
Sure.
And that's a great example of how you can do both.
So give me an example of a small business owner hears this story and says, well, that's Morton's, that's not me. What can I do?
Well, it is them in a way. Listen to your audience first and foremost. See what people are saying.
Which everyone has the ability to do.
No question about it. You can use something as simple as TweetDeck, and let's say you're a cupcake, a bakery. You make cupcakes. There are people who tweet out, I'm having a horrible day, I wish I had a cupcake. Well, see where they are. And if they're local, send them a reply. Hey, what's your address? We want to send you a cupcake.
Show up.
Nothing makes people happier than doing that. It is truly one of the most amazing things in mankind because we don't expect it. We expect everything to go wrong in the realm of customer service. So, and if you treat customers well, they'll be friends. They'll be happy. Treat them over the top, and they'll be customers for life. And that brings up a really interesting thing. They'll tell other people.
Sure.
And they will create other customers for life based on their recommendations.
You have a great bar analogy about...
Yeah, it's one of my favorite analogies. If I'm at a bar and I go up to a woman there who's never seen me before and I go, you don't know me, but I'm just awesome. You should come home with me. She's going to throw a drink in my face and go back to doing whatever she was doing. But if I'm at that bar and she's with her best friend, and her best friend sees me and says, oh my God, that's Peter Shankman. I've seen him speak. You should go talk to him. Chances are I'm getting that girl's phone number. What that is that's organic growth.
Right.
And that's really what you want. Everyone talks
other
about
people
getting
to
fans
see.
and getting this. Focus on the customers you have. And that generates new customers by default. Make the customers you have happy, they'll tell their friends, and you'll gain new customers by default.
That way, exactly. Yeah. Okay, 2 quick questions for you from our friends on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Kathleen Mullins on Facebook, she wants to know, what's the #1 tip to getting viral recognition?
You can't make anything viral, but you can make something good. Focus on creating something awesome. Something that not only you think is cool, I call it the 6-year-old's poster on the fridge analogy. You might think your 6-year-old is the greatest artist since Michelangelo, and he probably is because he's your 6-year-old. not necessarily for the next door neighbor's 6-year-old.
Right.
Focus on making something good that not only you'd love, that other people outside of your industry would love. Once you do that, you'll find that it's very easy for something to go viral, because virality, which is a word that I love to use even though it's not real, by itself means that people are putting their reputation on the line to share what you've created. And the only way they're going to do that is if it's good.
All right, so people are sharing this stuff. They're connecting with you through social media. So Rita White on Facebook asks, how do you turn likes into customers? And we saw that as a really great example with what Morton's did. They turned all this buzz. They didn't ask anyone, call us for reservations. It happened.
Yeah, the best thing you can do to turn likes into customers is to focus on the customers you have. A lot of people, focus so much on getting new fans and getting new followers that once they get them, they sort of disappear into a black hole and they don't remember the ones they have. The biggest thing that you can do is when you get a customer, reach out and say, hey, I noticed you became a fan on Facebook. I just want to thank you. Next time you come into our store or restaurant or deli, whatever, let us know.
Introduce yourself.
Let us know. Say hi. We'll give you a free whatever. Sure. It might cost you half a cent to give them that free, but it's that reach out that, wow, they looked at me. They focused on me. That really makes the difference. Treat them well, and they will become customers for life. And the other biggest thing, when you see a problem, big problems are usually small problems that haven't been addressed yet. They're never big problems. They always start out as small, but it's so rare that you have this implosion where everything goes wrong all at once. It's usually a very, very small problem that no one's reacted to. And you see this online every day. Someone posts, oh, it started off with a simple, I missed my flight, but then no one at US Air responded. Or no one at this place responded. Then it became,
and then everyone else says, it happened to me, it happened to me.
United Brakes Guitars was a year-long project that could have been resolved a year ago. And to United's credit, they eventually learned a lot from it, and you'll see a much bigger change now. But yeah, focus on the little things before they become the big things, and chances are they won't become the big things.
That's right. All right, listen is the bottom line.
Please
all right,
listen.
Thank you, Peter. And you can learn so much more about Peter's many projects by visiting his website at shankman.com.